from the Swisscast Network.
It's the end of the quarter. You look at the goals you set 90 days ago, and you realize you did maybe one of them partially. The rest, still sitting on the list, still important, still not done. Before you beat yourself up about it, let me tell you something. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack discipline. It's because you're missing one simple thing. In this episode, let me show you what that is. Here's how to make sure your goals stop slipping and how to actually make them stick.
I've spent 20 years helping impact founders build businesses at scale without the burnout. Every episode of this podcast is 5 to 8 minutes with just one tool or approach you can use this week. Welcome to This Is Harder Than I Want It to Be. I'm Linda van Egmond. Let's make it easier.
You're ambitious, so you set ambitious goals. You're excited. You can see exactly how it's going to work. January 1st. This is the year we grow to X. April 1st. Okay, Q2 is when we really focus. July 1st, the second half of the year is going to be completely different. And then December rolls around and you're wondering, where did the time go? Why didn't we get there? Here's what's actually happening. As humans, we tend to overestimate what we think we can do in a short time. And as founders, we're also optimists. So we see possibilities everywhere. So you set 10 goals for the quarter, maybe 15, because they all are important. They all seem doable. But here's the reality. Life happens. Clients need attention, team members have questions, and unexpected problems show up. And your goals? They slip week by week by week. Until the quarter ends and you look at the list of things you were meant to do. I worked with a founder who had this beautiful strategic plan, clear goals, quarterly priorities, the whole shebang. But 3 months later, almost nothing was done. Not because the goals were bad, not because she wasn't capable, but because there was no rhythm. No weekly check-in, no accountability to the plan she made. She set the goals and then she hoped they would happen. And hope is unfortunately not a strategy. Here's what I want you to understand. Goals don't slip because you're not committed. They slip because you're not connected to them week by week. Think about a road trip. You decide you're driving from, say, Basel to Barcelona. You set the destination, you plan the route, you pack the car. But then you just start driving. No GPS, no map, no checking if you're still on the right road. 3 days later, you look up and you're in Prague, which is beautiful, but it's not Barcelona. That's what happens when you set goals but never check in on them. The solution isn't to set better goals. It's to build a rhythm that keeps you connected to them. In the world of an integrator, it's called the 90-day ROC system. And here's how it works. You pick 3 to 5 goals for the quarter. That's it. Not 10, not 15. Just 3 to 5. These are your ROCs. The things that, if you get them done, would move your business forward significantly. Then, every week, you review them. You ask, are we on track? What needs to happen this week to move this forward? And at the end of the quarter, you can either celebrate that you did it, or you course correct and figure out why it didn't. The magic isn't in the goal, it's in the weekly rhythm. All right, here's the move you need to make. Step 1, pick your 3 to 5 ROCs for the next 90 days. Look at your big goal for the year and then ask, what are the 3 to 5 things that if we completed them this quarter would make the biggest difference? Just a vital few. And here's the trick. Be realistic about what you can actually do in 90 days while also running your business. As founders, we see all the possibilities. We want to do it all. But realistic goal setting is the hardest part. So here's a rule. If you think you can do 10 things, pick 5. If you think you can do 5, pick 3. Because life happens, clients will need you, problems will show up, and you'll need buffer. Step 2, define what done looks like. For each ROC, write 1 sentence. What does success look like? Not vague, specific. Launch new service becomes new service page live, pricing set, 3 pilot clients onboarded. hire key person becomes operations manager hired, onboarded, and running first project independently. If you can't define done, you'll never know if you got there. On to step 3, review weekly. Every Monday, you look at your rocks. For each one, ask, are we on track? What needs to happen this week to move this forward? And what's blocking us? This takes maybe 10 minutes, 15 max, not more. And it's the difference between goals that slip and goals that get done. And then last but not least, at the end of the quarter, you're going to celebrate or course correct. If you completed your rocks, then celebrate. Seriously, take a moment and celebrate the win. If you missed your rock, don't beat yourself up. Just ask, why? What got in the way? What do we need to do differently next quarter? Accountability isn't about blame, it's about learning, and failing is the best way to learn.
I'm putting together a bonus episode of this podcast to answer your questions. The real ones, the messy ones, the I can't believe I'm asking this ones. About delegation that's not working, teams that aren't aligned, systems that keep breaking, whatever you're actually struggling with right now. Send me your questions on LinkedIn, email it to me, or even better, leave me a voice message. Links are in the show notes. I'll pick the best questions and answer them in a bonus episode. So if there's something you've been wondering about, something you're stuck on, or something you want to hear me talk through, send it over. I'd love to hear what you're dealing with, and will happily share my 2 cents on how to fix it.
A plan that you set and forget is just a wish. A plan that you review weekly is a commitment. Your goals aren't slipping because you're not capable. They're slipping because you're not staying connected to them. That's not the same as them not being important to you. So pick your 3 to 5 rocks. Define what done looks like. Review them every Monday and watch what changes. You'll stop feeling like you're spinning your wheels. You'll start seeing real progress. And at the end of the quarter, you'll actually have something to celebrate. So here's my question for you. What's one goal that's been sitting on your list for months that you really want to get done in the next 90 days? Pick one, define what done looks like, and commit to reviewing it every single Monday. Because you can't achieve what you don't track, and you can't track what you don't check in on.
That's it for this episode. Check the show notes for ways to connect with me, because we all know impact founding is much harder than we want it to be. I hope this makes it easier.
This podcast is a production of the Swisscast Network, amplifying English-speaking voices in, for, and about Switzerland. Learn more at swisscast.network.